I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it's doing something now, so we'll find out. I'll delete it later.
I don't think your mic's on.
Really?
It's not flashing blue like it usually is.
It's facing
It,
her.
it's facing me.
Is it flashing blue?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm losing my mind right now. Okay. All right, so let's look and see again. Okay, so to factor, it's a times, when you have a leading coefficient of 1, it's the a value times the c value. And then you have to locate the b value. So those are the things you have to be good at. And I'm begging you to build a table. I'm almost going to be super grumpy if you don't. This is called a t-table. The a times the c is going to go here, and the b value is going to go here. So what's a times c going to equal here? That's right, because it's a 1 times the 4, that's a 4. And the b value is going to be a 4 also. I need things, since these two got multiplied, I now need two numbers that multiply together to make the 4, but add together to make this other 4. So I have a 2 times a 2 works, and a 2 plus a 2 works. Back when we did this the first time, you guys would pick these numbers, and you wouldn't really test to see if it turned out to be true. You would pick numbers here, one would be positive, maybe one would be negative, and you would have the signs wrong because you didn't really go back and check. Is this true? Will these two things really add to make the 4? Please, double check the math every time, even though it seems super obvious to us right now. So a 2 plus a 2, yes, it does make a 4. Because I have a leading coefficient of 1, I can immediately build my two sets of parentheses. I don't have to factor by grouping when I have a leading coefficient of 1. All I have to do now is put the variable that's in the problem in the first part of the parentheses, and I put in my values here. The first set of parentheses is going to get one of the 2's. The second set is going to get the other 2. Fortunately, they both happen to be the same thing, which is good and bad. Do you understand that if you were to FOIL this, h times h would give you h squared. H times 2 would be a 2h. 2 times h is a 2h. 2h plus 2h makes 4h. And then the last two multiplied together, 2 times 2 would create the 4. If you ever want to check your answers, just FOIL it. If you've done it right, you'll get the original problem back. Okay? That's done. Now, you could write it in the grown-up way to look like that, which would be lovely, but it's not necessary. Okay? Let's try number 2, because there's some negatives there. Do you have any questions? Is this coming back at all to you a little bit? Okay. Let's build your t-table. And it's a times c. So there's the a times the c, and it has to add to b. So what's it have to add up to b? Okay, it has to add to a -1, because remember, whenever you don't see a number in front of a variable, we assume it to be a 1. So what's a times c going to equal on this problem? -6. So I need things that multiply to make a -6. -6 times a 1. I need it to be a negative answer. So yeah, a 2. Let's say I want to put a -3 and a 2 and a -3 plus a 2 over here, because I feel that you're right. Now, double check it. Do I have the sign on the right number? Is that really going to give me a -1 when I add them together? Then I'm good. I'm using the variable n. So I have an n here and an n here. I have a -3 and a +2. Order does not matter, but you now factored your problem. You okay? Let's do a couple more. I want you to be really comfortable with this when I let you go. All right? Okay, build your table. And these numbers are fairly small, so you should be able to find the answers pretty quick. A times c, that's going to get you a 12. Has to add up to be a 7. 12 and 1. 2, 6 and 2. 4 and 3. Oh, there we go. So I'm checking it though because I've made mistakes in the past. If it's a positive 4 and a positive 3, does it work? Yes. So I'm using the letter M. So it would be M plus a 4 and M plus a 3. How many of you are comfortable at this point? You think you could take off? Okay. Do about 3 or 4 of them and then come check them with me to make sure you've got it right, okay? And then maybe do 2 or 3 more and come back and check. Let's see if I can do this.